Welcome back to another Post Media Ottawa Senators panel. I'm Bruce Garriock, pleased to be joined with number 4 of your Ottawa Senators, Chris Phillips, the only other player other than Daniel Alfredson to have his number retired by the organization. Chris is now the VP of Business Operations for the Senators. And Chris, how's your new role going?
It's been great. Every day is, something new. I'm learning a ton about the business. But lots of stuff happening off the ice. Lots of great stuff. Obviously, lots to talk about LeBreton Flats and being involved in that part of the project and just growing the business and being involved to on this side of the team to make the team as successful as possible off the ice.
Chris, it's interesting because Pierre Dorion had a very busy summer with the head coach DJ Smith and bringing in Alex DeBrincat and bringing in Claude Giroux and signing Tyler Mott and the acquisition of goaltender Cam Talbot, who's been, lost a little bit because he's been injured. When you're going to see people, Chris, are you finding that there's excitement around this team that maybe hasn't existed since they went to the Eastern Conference Final in 2017?
Absolutely. I think the easiest way to describe everything that's happened is a couple of times that I've been working with the club now. And, a few years ago, it was us picking up the phone, phoning everybody, working our hardest to, get people to the rink, get people involved with the team. And now our phone is ringing and it's people calling us. We have some great partners, great fans, but they're reaching out to us to make sure that those relationships continue, and that's certainly a great position to be in.
Yeah, and I think that people are looking at the situation now and they're saying, this team is headed in the right direction on the ice. As we speak, you've won 4 straight home games. What have you seen in what this team has been able to accomplish, at least early in the season?
Well, I think we all, to some point, expected the offense to be there. A lot of people, have definitely been saying that it wasn't going to be a problem scoring goals, which they've certainly lived up to that end of the bargain so far in this early season. But I think defensively, and I just don't mean the defense, the goaltending. I mean, as a team defense, you can tell they've taken a lot more pride in that. And I think the other big part for me that's really shined through is some resilience. You look at a couple of games and being down a couple to Washington, down early to Dallas, and just fighting back and not getting too carried away in the score or it's getting down, getting negative. They've no matter what just stuck with the game plan and to see that, because not everything is always going to go your way, and showing that ability to battle back from being down is huge for a young team.
You look at the way that Captain Brady Tkachuk has performed, and I really see him, Chris, as the kind of guy who, and not just because he's the captain, but I think he's the kind of guy who leads his team into battle every night, doesn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. He's the captain for a reason. He throws the team on his back, and he always seems to be coming up, making big plays when you need him. And and the way he plays as well. It's not necessarily scoring the goal. It's making plays. It's playing with energy. It's making hits. And you can see that the whole team, right? From top to bottom, has really tried to embrace his style and play a similar style as him.
And I think we'd be remiss if we didn't ask you, having you on here, about what you've seen in Jake Sanderson thus far. I think at the end of the year, this team is going to have 2 legitimate Calder Trophy candidates. One being Shane Pinto, who, as we speak, has scored 5 goals in 5 straight games, a new franchise record for a rookie. And the other, I think, is Jake Sanderson. One of the things I've seen in this guy is he's got an awful lot of poise, doesn't he?
Well, that's exactly what I was going to say. He really has just ice in his veins. He's got all the skill, no question. Obviously everybody is, always asked, what's he going to be like as an NHL player? Yeah. And he's one of those guys that just, picked up right where he left off. He's come in and he's playing his game. I'll give credit to the coaching staff to really, encourage that for guys to play their game and, not having to, find his way by playing a different style or playing it safe. You can see that he's kind of got the green light to play his way, and he's not afraid to make mistakes. And by doing that, he makes things happen. And he has the footwork, the speed to make up for when mistakes happen. And people. Again, going back to, scoring goals and the offense wasn't an issue. A lot of people were talking about, not having the defense and bringing other people in. I did say a few times that this is a bit of the wild card, that nobody's seen this kid play. And he really makes that, solidifies that top 4 for sure.
And how much of an adjustment is that? When you played junior, I think in some ways you could say you ran the game. Like you could quarterback the game because of the kind of player you were in junior. I think people would say about him, Chris, that in college hockey he probably quarterbacked the game and he could run the show. How much of an adjustment is that for Jake Sanderson to come to this level? And obviously the competition's a whole lot better.
Yeah, I think, the interesting parallel there is, when I came in, it was, playing with, guys that were, bigger and stronger and being able to, hang in there physically. I think the game has changed a little bit now to where it's more, can you skate with at the NHL level? And, I think, kudos to him, and he should be extremely proud of the fact that he's right there. And the confidence that he has, like I said, to make plays. You talk about quarterbacking, he's quarterbacking the power play when he's out there from up top. And, just every time he's out there, he seems to be making something happen. And it's not always the big play. It's, back to the Wade Redden days of making that first pass and his ability, to make that happen. And, it's not always just the quick one up the boards. He's looking to make those hard plays and making them happen where, the team is breaking out, going down their end with the puck. And when you have puck possession, that's everything in today's game, and it starts with the back end, and he's making that happen.
Last subject for me, and we had an opportunity this week to speak with Daniel Alfredson as he prepares to be inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame on November 14th in Toronto, and he said it's surreal. It's been a surreal experience for him. How do you feel for him as a longtime teammate and a someone who enjoyed a lot of the success with him on some of those great teams in the late 90s and 2000s?
Yeah, I mean, I could see where he's coming from on that level, to be honored among the best that have ever played the game, but deservedly so. So he's earned that right. He's definitely one of them, and the way he carried himself on and off the ice, the ultimate pro, a guy that right up until the day he retired, he was still working on his game. He wanted to be better. He pushed the guys that were playing with him. He led by example, and as you said, just the amount of history that we have, playing together, the amount of time we spend together, off the ice over those years. Just extremely proud, to say that I did that alongside with them. Hopefully had a small part in helping that out. And, I'm very excited to be a part of those celebrations.
And one last thing, he said, Chris, that he'd been skating, preparing for the Legends game. You and Neil are going to play in that Legends game, or are you two skating at all, or are you coaching?
I'm playing.
You're not skating at all, are you?
I'm a little bit. I'm coaching my daughter's team and trying to get out for the once a week rec league game. I played in it last year with Marian Hossa being inducted, so I know what it's all about. So I'm put it this way: I'm not spending any time in the gym getting ready for it. It's a lot of fun and looking forward to it.
And well, there is one thing. You know what? He can be in the Hockey Hall of Fame, but he can never take away your franchise record: 1,179 games.
That's right. I got something over his head forever.
Great. Thanks very much for your time, Chris. For the Post Media Senators panel, I'm Bruce Garriock with Senators VP of Business Operations and former player Chris Phillips.